Right now, you are making a $500,000 mistake every single morning, and your bank is praying you never sit down to calculate the math. Look, it's not your rent, it's not your car payment, and it's definitely not your taxes. It's something much more dangerous. Because it feels completely innocent. Picture this. It's 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. You tap your phone, Apple Pay beeps, and you walk out of a cafe with a $5.50 iced latte. You think you just spent $5. But what if I told you that exact transaction actually cost you $250,000 in pure, unadulterated wealth? My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time tracking down the silent financial killers keeping everyday people trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck loop. The silent financial killers keeping everyday people trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck loop. Before you think this is just another lecture about cutting out Starbucks, understand this. In exactly 3 minutes, I am going to show you why. Your current savings account is doing more damage to your net worth than a maxed out credit card. If you want to stop losing money silently, hit that subscribe button right now and give this video a thumbs up. Here's the thing. Most people look at a daily habit and they do basic linear math. You calculate $5.50 a day, 7 days a week, that's about $38.50 a week. Multiply that by a year, and you're looking at around $2,002 per month. Over a 40-year career, that adds up to $80,000 spent on coffee. Now, right out of the gate, $80,000 on brown bean water sounds painful. But here is a stat that should make you genuinely sick. According to a recent consumer debt index, the average millennial will spend more money on automated daily conveniences over their lifetime than they will accumulate in their entire retirement portfolio. Let that sink in for a second. But look, that $80,000 number, it's completely wrong. It is a massive underestimate. Because when you spend $550 today, you aren't just spending that cash. Here's what most people don't realize. You are also giving up everything. That money could have earned for you if it was actually put to work. This is where it gets really interesting. In the world of wealth building, we call this opportunity cost. Every dollar you throw at a beverage you consume in 10 minutes is a dollar that can never earn compound interest. For you again. Let's run the real numbers, and I promise you, the math will shock you. Instead of spending that $38.50 a week at the coffee shop, let's say you made coffee at home for pennies, and you took that exact $154 a month and automatically funneled it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund instead. Historically, the stock market has returned an average of about 10% per year over the long term. But let's be conservative and adjust for inflation. Let's assume a modest 8% annual return. Now, I could tell you that after 10 years, you'd have $27,000, but that's boring. Let's skip the slow buildup and jump straight to the terrifying truth. After 20 years, that small monthly habit is worth $88,353. That is a fully funded college tuition gone. But wait until you see year 40. By the time you are ready to step away from work, that daily coffee habit has cost you exactly $523,642, over $500,000. Look at those numbers. You didn't just buy coffee. You literally traded a fully paid off suburban home or an entire decade of early retirement freedom for a daily dose of caffeine that you barely even remember drinking an hour later. Stop scrolling right now. Open your banking app, look at your last 7 days of transactions, and ask yourself honestly, how many times did you tap your phone? Last week, For something that gave you zero lasting value? Now, you might be thinking, but Nick, life is short. I need my caffeine to function. Why are you telling me to live like a monk just so I can have money when I'm 70? I get it. And honestly, I don't want you to stop drinking coffee. I drink coffee every single day, but we need to understand the psychological trap. That is happening here, because this video isn't actually about coffee. Coffee is just the symptom. The real disease is what psychologists call frictionless spending. Think about it. If you had to pull out a crisp, physical $10 bill from your wallet, every morning, count out the paper money and hand it over. Your brain would feel the immediate psychological pain of losing that cash. Here is a counterintuitive truth about wealth. The richer a person actually is, the more friction they build into their spending. Multimillionaires will debate a $5 fee on an invoice, while the average person making $50K a year will tap their Apple Watch at a premium counter without even glancing at the total screen. Major corporations have designed the system to feel like a video game. And because it feels like a video game, your brain doesn't trigger the warning signs that you are eroding your financial future. This triggers the Diderot effect. When you accept a premium habit, like buying luxury coffee, it subtly shifts your baseline identity. Suddenly, you aren't the type of person who drinks regular coffee. You're the type of person who goes to premium cafes, and that identity bleeds everywhere. If a $6 coffee is fine, then a $15 casual lunch seems reasonable. This lifestyle creep is the silent killer of wealth. Imagine your financial life is a massive water bucket. You're working hard, pouring water into the top every 2 weeks when your paycheck hits. You think your main problem is that you need a bigger hose, but you don't look at the bottom. The bottom has 5 or 6 tiny pinhole leaks, a subscription you forgot to cancel, a daily coffee habit, a convenience fee. Individually, each leak is just a few drops. But over a lifetime, those leaks ensure that your bucket never stays full, no matter how much water you pour into the top. So, how do we fix this without ruining our happiness? We are going to use an aggressive system to plug the leak without depriving you of your premium lifestyle. Step 1, the luxury reverse. Do not stop drinking premium coffee. If you try to force yourself to drink cheap, instant coffee that tastes like burnt wood, your brain will rebel and you will fail within a week. Instead, spend $100 upfront right now on a high-quality, aesthetic coffee setup and premium beans for your kitchen. Make the process of brewing your own coffee an elevated morning ritual that you actually look forward to. You will break even in less than 3 weeks.
Step 2. Introduce friction. If you do buy coffee out, delete the apps from your phone.
Force yourself to pay with a physical card, or better yet, cash. Force your brain to experience the transaction. Before I give you step 3, let's be brutally honest. If you cannot execute this next step today, you do not have a coffee problem. You have a discipline problem. And no amount of financial advice can fix that. Step 3, the match me rule. If you absolutely must buy a $5.50 coffee at a cafe, you are legally required to open your investment app and immediately transfer another $5.50 into a low-cost index fund. If you can't afford to invest $5.50 today, then you can't afford the coffee. Period.
Step 4. Automate the difference. Take that $150 a month that you were saving by making coffee at home
and set up an automatic transfer on the first day of the month. Move it directly into an investment account before you even have a chance to see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Look, at the end of the day, financial freedom isn't about hitting the lottery. It's not about finding a 100x meme coin. It is simply the aggregate result of hundreds of tiny daily decisions. The math doesn't lie. Small changes today yield absolutely massive, life-altering freedom tomorrow. you have the power to decide if you want a temporary 5-minute rush of caffeine today or $500,000 of pure freedom in your future. The choice is entirely yours. I'll see you in the next video.